So tell us where we are and about the history of this plane.
Hey Sparkle, I'm Dennis with Castle Air Museum, and we're standing in front of our Douglas A-4L Skyhawk. And this is originally a light attack carrier-borne aircraft, designed in the late 50s, first production in early 60s. This aircraft was produced in the early 60s as A4D2N, and it was then reclassified as an A4C. This did fly combat in Vietnam off the Kitty Hawk. And then in 1970 it was converted to an L model, and as you notice the big hump on the back of it, A4s did not have much room for avionics and so forth, so as more avionics became available they needed a space to put it. So later models like the F had the hump, and then they've retrofitted those humps back to C models and made them an L model, and there was some small differences between it and the C, but there was about 100 L models produced, and this is one of them. And this is also an Air Baron, and people always can remember the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels, but there was also another demonstration squadron called the Air Barons, and this aircraft did fly with the Air Barons. So it was about 1970-71, in a different scheme, of course. And of course, she was retired VA-204 with the River Rattlers, and that's the scheme she wears today.
So how long has she been here at Castle Air Museum?
She's been here almost as long as the Tomcat, so she's almost about 18 years, 16 years, somewhere around there. So.
What about all of this over here in the little turtle?
This was one of the crew chiefs that we had at the Air Museum, Larry Burks, and of course he worked with the A4s, and it was like a honor to him, so we put his name on it, and I believe he's since passed away. So
there's got to be a story about the turtle.
I don't know the story. That was long before my time, but of course this is a River Rattler scheme with the snakes on it. You can see that, and it's a reserve squadron. So, but she did fly combat in Vietnam, and as a C model, though that was without the hump and so forth. So.
Because she was a little lighter before.
Yeah, and it is a light attack aircraft designed for a carrier, and of course carriers either have carrier aircraft have either swept wings or folding wings, and this aircraft was designed to have such a small wing area that it didn't need to be folded or stored away. So it sits up high, you can see, to carry the ordnance. They were designed to carry a nuclear weapon off of a carrier. So.
Wow.
This is back in the the 60s, so times have changed. But famous people that flew it was John McCain.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was shot down in an A4. So there's a lot of history. There's a lot of combat history with the A4.
Did he fly this particular one?
Not this particular one that I know of. But,
Okay.
But they were famous for the Falklands campaign with Argentina and England.
Oh wow!
And the A4s did sink a couple British ships, so that was 20 years after they were produced. So, and it still flies today in some countries, and we still fly it here with some commercial aggressor squadrons, and they do fly the L models. So.
Oh wow!
It's a long history of the A4, and a very well designed aircraft. And it did carry, we can see the Zuni pod underneath it. It did carry bombs and so forth off the carrier, but there is some 20 millimeter Colt cannons that are in the wing roots. Of course, we don't have them on this aircraft, but she was retired out of NAS Memphis, I believe, and then also New Orleans, and was we got it from NAS Pensacola. So she's been here since about 2006 or 7, I believe. So.
Well, thank you so much for showing us this aircraft.
And come out to the museum and see us.
Because it's interesting.
And the A4s did have the bridle catapult system with a cable that came all the way forward to the catapult.